So I'm Jeremy DeHart. I'm the IT manager for Hedrick, Gardner, Kincheloe, and Garofalo. We're one of the largest litigation and dispute management firms in the Carolinas. We've got about 100 attorneys and 100 staff. We end up doing a lot of workers' comp cases, and so we're very involved with the Industrial Commission. Previous to going with Concord Fax, we were actually using a Write Fax solution that was fairly antiquated, and that was actually necessitated by the fact that we had a very old PBX. And in order to upgrade Write Fax to a later version, we would need to acquire on-premise fax gateways and other hardware to be integrated with our ancient PBX. So as part of the PBX migration, we upgraded that. We're now on Microsoft Link. I looked long and hard at the fax solution and definitely weighed an on-premise solution versus a cloud-based solution. At which point I had some demo accounts with several of the large online fax corporations, and ended up meeting Concord Fax at a technology convention that I went to. Ultimately, the choice between cloud and on-premise hardware boils down to the fact that I have very few staff for IT here at Hedrick Gardner, and we've had many issues with Write Fax over the years, all technical problems that we have to work through ourselves or call secondhand support and get answers to. Sometimes get answers, other times just have problems that persist. Not only that, it definitely depends on our ability to provide dial tone to the fax machines on premise, which, in looking at a cloud solution, they're managing all of the uptime, they're managing all of the dial tone to the fax devices, and really in the event that all of our computer systems are offline, they'll actually hold on to those faxes for us until we come back online and retrieve them. So to me, having a limited staff and having the failover of until we come back up be available, that was a much better solution. But ultimately it boiled down to price. And so I did a lot of shopping around with other online fax vendors as well as other on-premise fax solutions. And I would say the breadth of technology and ease of use that the cloud faxing solutions provided was much better than the in-house solutions. And from those vendors, deciding on Concord boiled down to price as well as the customer service that we received during our pilot stage. We did a pilot rollout to about 20 users, and we're trying to figure out how to pair our attorneys with their staff, such as their paralegals and legal assistants. And ultimately, the ease of use of the product basically just being that you craft an email and you associate a wide variety, any type of attachment to it, and put in some simple formatting commands into the subject line for the cover letter, ended up being probably the easiest migration or upgrade of a product that I've seen, going from Write Fax, which was a local install, and we had lots of problems with that through a virtualized Citrix environment, moving to basically just being an email that's crafted, was very easy. We had an immediately positive response from the users and from the fact that we basically enabled all users to do outbound faxes through Concord Fax immediately. And then we decided on a process for coupling work pods, basically attorneys and paralegal and legal assistant all together for an incoming fax that they could then upload into our case management system and archive. And Concord Fax was very good about customizing our experience for the users when they would come back with requests such as receive receipts and things of that nature, and how those emails needed to come in and what they needed to look like. So overall, the users have taken to it immediately with very little training on the behalf of IT. We basically sent them some PDFs and some links to videos that Concord Fax provided to us, and we've had very little questions about how to use the product and very little issues going forward. Really from the beginning, when I met Ginny at the Concord Fax stand at the technology summit I was at, she made contact, and I heard from her the next day. She was very instrumental in setting up the pilot, and always had the information that I needed in a very quick fashion, very easy to get a hold of. And there was a lot of hand-holding from a sales rep point of view as far as walking me through how we could go about implementing it in different stages. One of the things I didn't mention before was that for the Right Fax solution, it only covered one of our 4 branches, and so it only covered Charlotte. And we have branches in Raleigh, Columbia, South Carolina, and Wilmington. And those branches were continuing to rely on just a traditional fax machine with POTS line. And so in implementing Concord, we were able to provide online fax capabilities for all 4 branches. And that transition ended up being really simple based on the fact that the customer service was very fast to respond to our issues with how to configure it per branch and per different user requirements. They walked me personally through how to make the changes several times, but ultimately if I submitted tickets where they would make sweeping changes to all users at one time on our behalf. So it's been quite a joy dealing with their tech support. The experience has been great, and I would definitely recommend Concord Fax to other businesses. At the price point they're at and the service that they deliver, it's a really good investment from an IT perspective, and I'll probably be recommending it to the other IT managers that I know.